being a surfer up in the middle of nowhere with not that many people, no civilization it's more work. You gotta be, dedicated, I guess.
Trying to get out of it?
Put on your wetsuit sometimes and, you're in the rain on a boat. It's rough. You gotta know how to fish or hunt because you wanna, keep eating really. But to me, when you find a good wave or you have a good session, it's more rewarding. It makes you think about other things that to me are more important in life than just being in a city or in civilization where you're just, feels like you're a number kind of. It's just totally different. I think here is everything I need. It's one of my favorite spots in the world.
Okay, am I good?
Every time I go back to doing these trips, I look to get this camaraderie with the people I'm going with, but most of all, I'm trying to get that sense of discovery, adventure, and kind of that feeling that you're out in the middle of nowhere. You're at the mercy of nature. For most of my life, I've been pointing the steering wheel south and go to Baja and Central America. We've gone to the South Pacific. This trip in particular, we really wanted to kind of look beyond what we've normally been doing, and we've gone north. We are on Vancouver Island in an area called Mucha Bay, and the next few days we'll be heading up to Nuka Sound to meet up with Raft Breweiler.
Have fun, boys.
When I think of north, coming from Southern California, I think of Los Angeles, Santa Barbara, Seattle, San Francisco. All these cities are sprinkled throughout the northern part of the West Coast. But if you look beyond that, without being cliche, is the great outdoors. Raft has this little piece of paradise up here. The whole world goes in pursuit of these amazing waves and amazing fishing, and he's carved his own way in surfing and fishing up here. But he's done it through this colder atmosphere, and we are here to explore that. I came here with Adam Warren. He is kind of like the person that I look to for these adventures because he's very versed in the water, great surfer, and he's really easygoing.
This is unreal. So awesome.
The other person that is along on this trip is Ricky Fischel, who I have become really close with. I look at him as a younger version of Adam and I. The guy is just so addicted to fishing. It's like you cannot take the rod away from his hand. It's like he's obsessed.
Make some fish tacos for dinner.
Next few days will kind of tell what is in front of us, but I'm pretty excited to just explore what's here.
I didn't even know. I was looking on the dock. Where the hell are the boards going? Get them out of the way.
We're gonna pick up by Raft Breweiler, heading over to his cabin over in Nuka Sound. It's about a 45-minute ride from here by boat. Pretty excited. The guy's legendary, so I think we're about to have some fun.
All right, you guys ready? Fire it up. Living on the West Coast here, you had your boat when you were young as well, all that stuff. You did a bunch of fishing, so all that stuff is just something that you grew up with. But the exploration part's kind of the exciting part. It's not only like a fishing, surfing trip, it's also nature tours and whatever else comes along the way. You just never know. Every time you get on the boat, you just never know what you're going to see, and it's always different every day.
Oh, wow, look at that thing.
And it keeps it pretty exciting.
What's he eating? Just crab usually, yeah.
I did explore a lot of the coastline by boat for surfing. Surfing was always first priority. You know, the fishing was always to feed ourselves. And then we had the boat as well to get to all these spots.
But there are a lot of waves that we've surfed that.
We started exploring closer to town, then we went a little further away, and you know, just found waves. There's definitely some kind of heavier waves that we look for, like higher level surfing. I think to me that's exciting, is just finding new waves. I'm pretty stoked I can kind of show other people around and you know, feed my family while I'm still surfing, basically.
Raf's one of those OG names that everyone knows, and not many people actually know him well. So I've heard his name for, you know, over a decade now. He's this kind of pioneer of surfing on the west coast of Vancouver Island. He emailed and mentioned that he had a group coming up that was looking to do a little bit of surfing and fishing. I come from a fishing background, so for me to get away from the routine guiding and come up here and experience Raf's operation was just kind of the perfect balance. Still fishing, but doing something a little bit different.
I just caught my first ones this year.
Kelly came up to kind of run the fishing side of things during this trip up here while Raf handled the surf. Not to say Raf isn't, you know, a phenomenal fisherman himself, but Kelly runs charters for a living, and so he's really dialed in with the program up here as far as the all-around fishery.
I'm ready.
Kelly is the man. I mean, salmon fishing is something that I've always wanted to do, and he was able to put us on that. It seems like every drop we had, it was just fish after fish after fish.
I think if you're a fisherman and you kind of know the fish you're fishing, it doesn't really matter that much on the area. You kind of go up and down the coast and just look for what you know these fish are, you know, feeding on or where they're hanging out. You know, it seems like Kelly, he's kind of in tune with all that stuff, so he can pretty much go up and down this coastline and catch whatever is, you know, he wants to catch.
Oh man, what a fun guy to spend time with.
Bad day to be a salmon.
He actually hadn't fished up this far north. He looked at some spots he thought might be good, and he's so knowledgeable about everything going on that he was able to put us on the fish so quickly.
That was a good bite. That's a little keeper, a little chinook.
Little chinook.
It makes my job so much easier when you get a group that appreciates and understands fishing. You don't have to explain to them that, you know, some days are slower than others. You win some, you lose some. Being a fishing guide on the west coast of Canada can be the easiest, best job you've ever done, or the polar opposite. The weather conditions are usually the major factor behind that. It's a little breezy out there, but nothing these guys can't handle. Some days you wake up to driving rain and wind, and you still have to put together a day and get out in the water and try and fish and be successful. So some days are definitely more challenging than others.
Are you guys ready to roll?
You know, a good guide, I think, is built on those tough, challenging days. But if things are all flat and then we're heading offshore and we're targeting lingcod and halibut.
I'd eat that.
I definitely eat that.
This is unusually small swell and no wind for this time of year. It's about as good as you can get. A little bit of fog, but that's okay. It keeps the winds down, keeps the temperature down, so pretty much ideal conditions for halibut.
Who's up?
30 years I've walked the streets of this here town. Seems like every single night I've made my rounds.
Yeah, when you can show the success 15 minutes in by getting a big 70-pound halibut, yeah, it takes a little bit of the pressure off, at least on my end.
Not a bad day, catching a 70-pound halibut. It hurts. Everything hurts.
No, I've seen children growing up take their place.
Coming into our fishery from a Southern California perspective, big difference here.
Big baits, big fish.
Some of the ugly setups we're using on lingcod with heavy mono and big swim baits, it's definitely a change, I think.
And felt pity for their daughters who soon grow.
Kelly was wonderful, and as someone that's not, fishing at every moment of my life, he made me feel at home on the boat. He hooked me into the biggest fish of my life. I caught a massive halibut.
Always got a big fish. This is the biggest fish of my life, I think.
Something I'll never forget. It was a blast, and I'll be indebted to Kelly forever for that.
Then they fade away. We all judge a man for what he is today.
I always thought of this location as being cold, and I didn't think the fishery was that great, and the surf I thought was just unattainable due to the water temperature, and I've been proven wrong at every corner. Between the halibut fishing, the salmon fishing, the surf, it is truly a paradise.
Oh, here. Here's a change. Check for you if you want.
It's nice to get a bit of warmth and go to the tropics here and there to get the body, moving again. But I think this is all I need. The only thing about the coastline here is that it takes a lot of effort and dedication to find good waves. It's a little challenging, but yeah, once you find that good wave, it's all worth it. Since I've been young, when I've been going out surfing, it's kind of more of an adventure, and the surfing is kind of a bonus if you get good waves. But it's always such a fun trip, right? There's so many things to do.
The food specifically is something I certainly won't forget. A lot of heart, a lot of flavor, a lot of variety, all the way down to pan searing, really fresh lingcod tacos at the base of a waterfall.
Fresh fish tacos, homemade tortillas. I can't believe this is real life.
I can't peg anything that really stood out because the whole trip is like one giant key moment in my life. Huge fish, fun waves, sliding down waterfalls, meeting pods of orca. We really maximized all of our time every single day, and I'll come back here every year or as much as I can for the rest of my life.
Yeah. It was your boat. You guys can do it.
I've had such a good time up here, and I really enjoyed hanging out with the guys and being able to come to such a secluded spot out in the wilderness and take it all in. It's what we live for.